Hey Virgo, it's your girl D with 8th House Energy here to bring you your June 2020 Silent Enemies reading. I hope all is well with the Virgo Massive, and I do appreciate all the Virgolicious energy you bring to the channel. Thank you so much for being you and for supporting the channel. If you need a personal reading, my information is in the box below. This reading is not going to resonate with every Virgo placement that you may have. So please take what does resonate and leave the rest. This is going to be an intuitive reading. I'm going to pull 3 cards and see what energies I get from them, and I'll discuss them with you. The Silent Enemies reading is a reading that helps you to pay attention to the intuitive nudges you get in reference to the dealings of the people who are closest to you, your friends, your family, your loved ones. A lot of times we ignore the intuitive nudges that we get from them because we don't, we assume that, it's okay to ignore. And a lot of times it's not. Unfortunately, some of the pitfalls or the downfalls that we experience could be because of the people who have access to us, who are closest to us, who may not necessarily have our intentions or good intentions for us. All right, we're not saying that everybody around you has negative intentions, but what you do want to do is you don't want to discard the God-given gift of intuition that you've been given just because that intuition shows up related to a family member or a loved one. You want to investigate the intuitive nudge and then decide if you want to discard it or not. It's like an alarm going off. You don't just turn the alarm off. You investigate the alarm to find out if there's something serious or not, if you need to investigate if there's a fire, and then if there isn't, then you turn the alarm off. If there is, then you have to put out the fire. So same thing with your intuitive nudges, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 cards out now, and a silent enemy could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be your child, it could be your lover, it could be your husband or wife, it could be a neighbor, your landlord, your tenant, your co-worker, your child's doctor. It doesn't matter. It's people who are in your environment on a regular basis, and you're for some reason getting some weird vibe about them, and you're trying to figure out why that vibe keeps coming up. So let's see. We got the Strength card here, Leo energy. The Hangman here, Neptunian energy. And the Fool card, Uranus energy. We got a lot of major arcana going on with you, Virgo. So there's a lot of major life changes going on with you guys. With this Strength card, what I'm getting intuitively is you're stepping into your power. You are, saying to people, look, this is who I am, this is what I represent, this is what I stand for, and this is what you will, you don't have to, like, I don't know if you guys know the artist Khalees and the song Bossy, but the way Bossy starts off is like, you don't have to love me, you don't have to like me, but you will respect me. That's the energy I'm getting with this card here, with this Strength card. I think she's a Leo too, but I'm getting that energy. It's like, look, you're letting people know this is what I'm tolerating, this is what I don't tolerate. You're teaching people how to treat you, okay? And so this is a major change for you because a lot of you, Virgo is the energy of someone who's very service-oriented, most Virgos anyway, depending on your other alignments. But most Virgos are very service-oriented people. They're people who are very generous, very kind, and they're always there to help others out. And so a lot of times Virgos can be taken advantage of because of that service nature. That's naturally their nature. So a lot of you can be very guarded, it's like you can't change your nature and who you are. So it's like, how do I do this? How do I get to the point where people are respecting me for what I do bring to the table, but at the same time, I'm still being able to be myself and to be that naturally generous person without being run over or taken advantage of. It sort of reminds me of the saying, treat people the way you want to be treated. But I had to tweak that, and for me, it's like treat people accordingly. So it's like, okay, I will treat you in the manner in which you treat me. If you show me respect, then I will give you respect. I'm not going to just give you respect and you continually disrespect me. So I'm feeling like you're coming into that energy where it's just like, okay, enough of the bullshit now. Yeah, I'm a nice person, but now you're pushing it. That's the energy I'm getting here. And so, you're going to have some people who may be opposing that and they may not like it, but I'm to the point, I'm feeling like the energy is like you don't care. okay? Especially with these energies here, we're still riding off of the lunar eclipse energies, as well as the full moon in Sagittarius energy that happened on June 5th. You know, both of those energies are major energies that are used to close out cycles. So to combine them together, it's just like a double dose of it. It's like, look, this is where I draw the line. This is where things change. And this is how it's going to be moving forward. So that's what I'm getting with that strength energy. I love that energy. Good for you, Virgo. Now, the second card here is the Hangman energy. So for some of you, with this strength card, you may have people who may be testing you, okay? Who may come in and try to, you know, come to you the old way that they used to, knowing that you'll do anything for them. You know, some people who will take from you and won't even say thank you or barely say thank you, or they don't call unless they want something type of energy. And so I'm getting strongly that you're going to be in the mindset of you're going to, you know, let them know what's going on. You know, as those energies approach you, you're able to see them and you're able to stand up and say, hey, this is not what it is anymore. The Hangman energy, it could be related to this situation, but these could be 3 separate incidences or energies that you need to look out for. But a silent enemy could also be yourself. You could also be your own worst enemy if you're not paying attention to the energies around you and you're just letting them infiltrate. So for example, with this card here, if you're allowing people to be disrespectful and not respect what you bring to the table, then you would be your own worst enemy. Okay? So now with this Hangman energy, this is Neptunian energy, and it's interesting that this card comes out because Neptune is going to be going into retrograde. I believe it's on the 22nd. And we're going to have a solar eclipse on the 20th, and prior to that, on the 18th, Mercury's going into retrograde in Cancer, the 4th house. So we got a lot. We still, on top of that, we have 4 planets that are currently in retrograde. So we got a lot of major shifts of energy coming in and swirling and marinating, and we're just in the midst of it trying to find our way. All right. So this Hangman energy represents the Neptune energy. Neptune, when it goes in, Neptune is all about illusions. It's all about maybe not seeing things for what they really are. You know, glamorizing someone. You know how, if any of you are like Dracula fans, how Dracula would glamorize you to get you to tell the truth. Like, it's like, you know, put you in a daze or in a trance. Well, this is what this like elusive energy is with Neptune. It'll put you in a trance and it'll make you act and say the truth without you being able to fight it off or to hide it. But it also will have you wearing rose-colored glasses. Well, when Neptune goes in retrograde, those rose-colored glasses are broke. You can't find them. So now you're going to have to look at things for what they really are. So, and this is just not you. This is everybody, planetary-wide. We're going to be experiencing this. A lot of things that we thought were illusions or things that we were under the reality, we were under the thought process of it might have been this way, but we see that it's really not. So those things are going to be starting to be really clear. And we're in the pre-shadow stages of that now. So you're probably feeling these energies coming on now. But this is all about seeing things for what they truly are. Being illuminated. See the light here by her head. You know, so this could represent the fact that maybe hangmen sit still. Okay, they sit still. So this could represent the fact that you just sat still and you just got clear and let messages come to you. Okay, and if you haven't done that, then this is what I'm getting here. As far as you tapping into your intuitive abilities, it's very important that you start to sit still, sit quietly somewhere, and just be for a minute, and let whatever thoughts come and go, without you responding or reacting to them in any way, shape, or form, because thoughts are just thoughts. You know, they don't become actions unless we voluntarily take action to act on them. We all have, you know, dark thoughts. We all have, you know, positive thoughts. Again, the measure of a man or a woman is what thoughts you choose to act on. Okay? It's not the fact that you have these terrible thoughts. Is, are you going to act on them? Then that would make you a terrible person. Okay? Not having the thoughts themselves. Because you don't have to share those thoughts. But I'm getting that for a lot of you, you're going to start seeing things for what they really are. You're going to start seeing people for who they truly are. People's true colors are going to start to show. If it's not already, it's going to start to show. And then with that solar eclipse coming on June 20th, and then 2 days later, you know, the full throttle of the Neptune in retrograde energy kicks in, there's going to be a lot of truths that are being revealed. There's going to be a lot of lights that are shed in on, you know, dark closets that people have closed up. So this is going to be a very interesting time. People are going to have to accept their own realities of the situations that they've made for themselves. All right. So you do want to be aware of this energy that's coming up here. And again, we're in the pre-shadow stages of it. So you may start to feel those energies come in. As a result, you may realize that people around you, you know, you may stop doing so much for them. Maybe because, you know, like I said, you're so service oriented. You do so much for people. Maybe you're just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to see how this gets done. Because what would you do if I wasn't around? What would you do, you know, especially if it's family members, you know, or if it's coworkers who are always leaning on you. Hey, can you handle that for me? Can you take that for me? Can you do, you know, always pushing their work. And it's like you don't mind doing it to help out, but it gets to a point where there's a limit that has to be drawn because people take advantage. So this is where you're sitting back and you're looking back in hangman mode and you're like, I see what's been going on here. Okay, I got it. I see what's up. And so a lot of you are just going to be sitting back and you're just going to say, let me just ease back out of the situation and just watch what goes on and see what gets done without me being an intricate part of it, right? So you may have some people who, you know, as far as the silent enemy, they may look at that like, wait, he normally does this. Why is he not doing it? Or you may sense a lot of pushback from people. It may not even be verbally, because you know how people are. They're passive aggressive, a lot of them. They don't really come off and say what it is that they truly feel, especially when they know that you're trying to manipulate you. So now they're not going to come to you and say, hey, you know, I usually get you to do my work for me, and now all of a sudden you don't want to do it anymore. They're not going to just come off like that. What they're going to do is they're going to just watch you and be like, hey, something wrong? You okay? And you're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. You know, so that's their way of seeing, oh, okay, she's not going for my bullshit anymore. He's not going for my bullshit anymore. So now what do? You know, and then at that point, you sit back and you watch how they respond. Are they going to get frustrated with you and get angry with you because they can't fool you anymore? Or are they going to be wise enough to understand that, okay, maybe this person has had their limit with me in this. Maybe I need to just be easy and not bug them. And this will let you determine who it is that you should really check, if you have to check them. Or, you know, if you have to say, you know what? You're clearly taking advantage of me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to permanently fall back from you. And I'm going to eclipse you out. I'm going to use this energy, this eclipse energy, to eclipse you out. Because the lunar eclipse and the full moon are, again, both energies that are used to bring things to a close. To end things that people, places, ideas, ideologies, mentalities, to bring them to a close. Because they're no longer serving you. Right? So with this Fool card, this is a major arcana energy as well. So like I said, a lot of major changes going on internally within you, Virgo. You, now that you are starting to look at things from, you know, you decided to say, you know what, enough's enough. I'm not going to allow people to keep taking advantage of me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to sit this out. I'm not going to be so service oriented. I'm not going to be the one to take control of the situation. I'm not going to be the one to always be there and to volunteer and to do this and that and that and this. I'm going to sit back. And I'm going to come with a new approach with the Fool card, okay? And I'm going to, you know, preserve my energy for the things that I need to do and the things that I want to partake in. Now that it's come to light to me with this solar eclipse that's coming and this Neptune in retrograde coming up, now you're going to really see who's taking you for granted, who really appreciates you, and who you need to be brand new with, you know, as in, okay, I'm not doing anything else for you. And I'm going to stand in my power, and that's what I mean. And so now you're going to have to figure out what you're going to need to do. Because I'm no longer going to sit back and allow people to take advantage, to use me, to, you know, and then I sit back and say nothing. Or when I say something, or when I need something, everybody else just falls back in hangman energy and they don't volunteer to help. But if someone says a peep about what they need, I'm the first one to volunteer. So you may take a new approach and you may not be so quick to jump anymore. You know, you may have been the type of person where somebody could have said, oh, I wish I had help with this. And you just automatically, because of your nature, oh, I'll help you. Now what you're going to do is you're going to hang back. Somebody will say, oh, well, I need help with, especially if it's somebody who hasn't helped you and they've repeatedly shown you that it's just about them. So they may say, oh, I need help with such and such now, or such and such, I need, I need assistance. And now what you may do is you may fall back because that's your new approach to it. And say, you know what? It's not my monkeys. It's not my show. You know what I mean? So that's the energy that I'm getting for you guys. Really strong energy. This is all about self-preservation. This energy I'm getting, looking out for yourself, standing in your power, taking a look at what's going on, getting those psychic downloads, listening to your intuition, talking to you, telling you who's playing games versus who isn't, who's sincere versus who isn't. And then you're going to take action and you're going to act in a different manner in which you were doing before. So it may throw some people off. So they may, like I said, they may be looking at you like, are you okay? You usually are blah, blah. They'll come up with something. You're usually so blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden you're not anymore. Yeah, because I'm not allowing you to walk over me anymore. So yeah, that's why I'm like that now. But you know what it is. You know exactly what's going on here. So I'm really interested in seeing what this solar eclipse is going to bring. And Neptune is going to be in retrograde. How long? I don't know. I didn't even look that up. I'll look that up because if you're someone who regularly subscribes to the channel, I do the readings for all of the planets that go on retrograde. We have 4 already. I've done those. So look in the playlist. So if your sun sign is Virgo, look for the Virgo 2020 playlist and look at the Venus in retrograde, the Pluto in retrograde, the Saturn in retrograde, and the Jupiter in retrograde videos for your sun sign. But also look at them for your Venus, okay, because in terms of love. And then also look at them for your moon sign, for your emotions and your feelings, okay? And then, this is going to be an extended to this. If the extended is $5 a month, the Patreon membership. You get all access to all signs, unlimited access, okay? So it's not $5 a video. So for those of you who are truly on a path of ascension, you're truly on a path of change, and the videos I've been doing are resonating with you, you may want to take advantage of that. So what I'm also going to do now is I'm going to pull a Crystal Angels Oracle for you. We'll see what Spirit wants for you, if there's 1 or 2 that they want you to work with. Because crystals are a great way to help us. A lot of us are in ascension process right now. We're in transformation. And some of us need a little bit of help in certain areas where we're just building are just starting to exercise that muscle for the first time, so we're not fully strong in that area. So crystals provide frequency for certain types of tasks. So, if you want to be more intuitive, you will work with amethyst. If you want to be more standing in your power, then Leo energy is the solar plexus area. So you're going to get stones that are orange and yellow in color, like carnelian and citrine. That'll help you to stand in your solar plexus power a little bit more, so that you're a little, you're more confident in making decisions and choices and standing your ground. So let's see what crystals universe wants you guys to work with that will help you on your journey. Okay, so 1 came out for you. Ametrine. Now, I don't have ametrine to show you, but it says balancing masculine and feminine. And who else got this? Somebody else got this. So, like I said, check your moon sign and your rising signs as well as your Venus signs for these retrograde videos that I've done. If you're not familiar, then just look in the playlist for your placements. Subscribe to the channel and hit like, because that way you'll know when I do the Mercury retrogrades, which is coming up next. Mercury retrograde is June 18th, and then I'm going to do the Neptune in retrograde, which is June 22nd, and I probably will incorporate the solar eclipse into that one as well. So it says, allow your feminine side to creatively inspire you, and allow your masculine side to give you confidence. I believe it was Libra who got ametrine. So what this is saying is, because you are such a service-oriented individual, you're in your yang energy. Venus, Virgo is a feminine energy, okay? Mercury rules Virgo and it rules Gemini. Gemini is the masculine side of Venus and Virgo is the feminine side of Venus. So because you are service oriented, that is a service, that is a yin or a feminine attribute. Okay. So in order for you to make sure there's a balance there so people are not taking advantage of your kindness and your service oriented energy, you're going to have to step in more to your masculine energy. And some people have a problem saying no, or standing their ground to people, especially pushy people. Working with ametrine will help you to balance those energies, to balance your masculine and feminine energy, so that you're able to stand more into your power. Also, what I was speaking of as far as citrine, which is this gold, the yellow, that's citrine. And then we have carnelian, which is red. And then this dark stones here, they're called bloodstones. So these are all for the sacral, root, and solar plexus chakras. So you can use ametrine as well for this, okay? So to help you to balance out your masculine and feminine, so that you are standing in your truth. And it may be a little nervous, it might be a little difficult for some of you to do that, because some people don't like confrontation. But if you're one of those type of people, you definitely need to work with this stone, so that you will be able to bring in the frequencies that you need to help you balance out your masculine energy, so that you're not always being taken advantage of. All right. So for example, I draw this and I show this to people. We all are a walking frequency, a walking vibration. Like, you have the little Wi-Fi symbol, the little line and the dot, and then the two quotation marks. Well, this is who we are, each of us. So you got 3 people here, right? Walking about, doing whatever. Subconsciously, we're talking to each other. Our frequencies are talking to each other. So this is why you have people, this is why people are attracted to you, or why you're attracted to them. It's not just on the superficial level. That might get people to come to you. But when you build bonds and you build relationships and establish friendships and connections that last and that go beyond the superficial, that's because you're on the same frequency. Well, if you're a certain type of person who is always a very service-oriented individual, always doing for people, you're tapping into your yang energy. What you want to do is you want to work with a stone like ametrine that will help you to balance out your masculine energy. So now, say this little stone here is ametrine. You wear that. Ametrine gives off the frequency of balancing the masculine and feminine. So what it'll do is it'll balance your masculine and feminine energies, so that you're just not giving off feminine all the time. Feminine energy to people who are masculine, that's like, okay, well, this is a pushover. Let me go over here and get them to do this. Let me make them do that. Let me see if I can convince them to do that. So when you balance out that energy by carrying this type of stone, it won't allow you to give off that receptive yang energy all the time. It'll balance it out, where it's like, okay, this person, instead of them coming over to you saying, hey, I need that done, they're going to come over to you and they're going to ask you if you have the opportunity, if you'd be able to help them, instead of them just assuming. So this is like a little buffer to help you to build up your yang energy. All right. So hopefully that made sense to you all. If this resonated, please click the like button and leave a comment. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Check out those retrograde videos in the playlist, so that you're prepared for these energies, because they're going to be going on all summer. And I would hate for you to be in a position where you're not being able to be the best person you can be and benefit in the best way that you can, because you're not familiar with these energies and how they're going to affect you and what areas of your chart they're going to affect you in. Okay, if you need a personal reading, my information is in the box below. Come on over to the extended. If not, I'll see you in the next reading. Peace out, Virgo.